I am about a week and a half away from my treatment. I am still not sure if these videos that I'm gonna be making, I'm not even sure if I'm gonna take these videos and actually post them. I might. I would like to think that I will, because I really do believe that this treatment is going to work and it's going to get me off of opiates. But the idea of sharing that with the world is a little bit scary, because I know that in doing that, I have to expose myself as somebody who's been using opiates and somebody who's been struggling with addiction. So on August 23rd, 2016, 4 years ago, I took morphine at 2 a.m. and that was the last time I ever took opiates. So in today's video, I'm gonna talk about what I've learned in 4 years of being sober. Now, if you're excited to watch today's video, please hook it up with a like right now. And a quick reminder first, my new Extreme Abundance course is only open for enrollment for 1 more week. This is a step-by-step abundance training program designed to help you shift your abundance set point so that you can drastically improve the amount of money that is flowing your way. This program also does come with some personalized coaching. And if you're interested in looking into that program, I'd highly recommend checking out the link below in the description. So I've mentioned on numerous occasions that I used to be an addict. I was an opiate addict, and I also was a serious binge drinker. And this was for really my entire adult life. And it's really surprising to me still that I am sober, because I never thought that that was who I was gonna be. I just thought that I was gonna always be doing drugs and drinking. I just thought that that's what was in store for me. A couple weeks ago, something happened that was pretty dramatic, and it really shook me up. So, you know, it really just hit me. I'd always felt so trapped and so bound to my addiction. I never even thought, honestly, as a law of attraction coach, I never even thought to ask for a cure. But that really terrible experience gave me a really powerful, intense amount of clarity to ask and to say, you know what, universe, I need a cure. I need something to take this away. I don't want to cry. We have to edit that out. Fortunately, in 2016, I did wander into a treatment called ibogaine therapy, and it worked for me brilliantly, and I've been sober ever since. And so I've had a really cool experience of knowing what it's like to be really locked into substances and thinking that you're never gonna get over them, to being 100% clean and sober and not even understanding why anybody would do drugs. And it's taught me some really interesting things. For me, I can only speak from my perspective, it's as if I had a fear of being myself. And I used drugs and alcohol as a means to express myself or to feel like I could be myself. It was almost as if it was a permission for me to be Andrea, rather than being who I thought I was supposed to be. If I was intoxicated, I wouldn't feel shame about who I was, because I just kind of had this chemical haze going on that diluted all those stresses and those fears. I guess I always figured that if I got clean, I would be a different person. And what the getting sober experience has actually shown me is that the personality that I had while I was on drugs is actually the exact personality that I have now. It's just that in being sober, you have to embrace the fact that that's who you are. I'm not a different person. I'm just now comfortable with who I am, whereas before I was not at all comfortable with who I was. The other thing that being sober has taught me is that your focus is really everything. And for a very long time in my life, it just kind of felt like life was Groundhog's Day. And I may change certain things. I may have changed a job or got some new friends or done something different, but it just kind of felt like life wasn't going anywhere. Now that I've been sober for 4 years, I 100% attribute that to just lack of focus. I was so medicated. I was high or drunk or both most of the time. And so my focus was really, really hazy. It's hard to focus on things that are important to you. It's hard to keep your mind in a clean, operational, and productive place when you're screwed up all the time. And because of that, you kind of just get stuck in the same kind of thinking, and you keep creating the same kind of reality, through the law of attraction.
Something about me a lot of people do not know, some people know, but a lot of people do not know, is I had a lot of trauma in my younger years. I believe that affected me in a way growing up. And something I'm fairly closeted about, and I don't really share with a lot of people, is that it has resulted in a couple of things. One being addiction, and the other one being bulimia.
Since I got clean, oh my gosh, my life is just really improving. There's so many things that are getting better, getting stronger, simply because now my focus is just more clean. Can focus and stay on task with something, or I can move my mind in the direction that I want it to go, rather than it being on this constant loop of, feeling like, okay, it's time to get high. Now I am high. Now I'm coming down. Oh, now I need to get high again. And my whole life just stayed on that track, rather than me really being able to consciously direct my thoughts where I wanted them to be. And learning that has actually made me a lot more observant over other things that kind of put that nebulous haze over me. I've really cut down on things like watching television or other kinds of activities where you really kind of zone out and don't have clear focus, because I can see how dramatically that has impacted my ability to create positively in the past. And the last thing I'd really love to share with you that I've learned from being sober is that drugs are really just permission slips. And I'm taking that quote directly from Daryl Anka, who channels an entity called Bashar. And we don't need to get into all about what that channeling is all about, but it's a good one to look into if you're interested. But the idea of a permission slip is that because we are consciousness creating our reality, we often create things that allow us to have experiences rather than just creating the experiences themselves.
So here I am, I'm at the Genesis Ibogaine Center in Rosarita, Mexico. And tomorrow is when I'm going to be having my treatment. They stabilize you on morphine as soon as you get here. I haven't been sick once, thank goodness. I'm feeling pretty positive. Tomorrow I go in to have my treatment. Well, I'm actually going to have it here in this room, but my treatment starts at either 5 or 5:30 at night. I will get my last morphine tonight, probably around 2 o'clock in the morning. And then that is all I get until it's time for me to take my Ibogaine. Excited to share that with you, and I'm looking forward to, doing my next video on the other side.
Let's say that you really want to cure a health ailment, okay? That's what you want as a consciousness. Well, rather than just believing that you can be cured and curing yourself, which can be done, you may manifest a pill or some kind of a treatment that will enable you to have that experience. Something interesting that happened to me when I got clean, when I got off of opiates, 2 months into it, I threw my back out terribly. And I had a very difficult time walking for almost 6 months. and was told by a doctor that I was going to need surgery. And the irony of it was I was suddenly sober and couldn't take opiates. And so I was in this position where a medication or a permission slip that a lot of people would use in order to cope with that kind of a problem, I didn't have available to me. And it was a horribly painful experience, but I had to focus in a way to heal my back through this rather than through a permission slip.
I have used ibogaine successfully to kick a number of issues in my life. Most notably, my opiate addiction, but also my fairly heavy dependence on alcohol, as well as my nightly use of sleeping pills. And it also seems to be having a very positive effect on bulimia, which is something that I've struggled with off and on for 20 years. And I've got to tell you, in my experience, ibogaine has been the best thing. It has really just been the best detox that I've ever had. And I think that the ibogaine is going to be the detox that really sticks for me.
Getting through that really taught me that you don't need any of those permission slips. You don't need any of those things to somehow artificially create your happiness or artificially cure something or solve a problem for you. It's really all up in here. Now, if you've been through anything similar like me and you'd like to share your stories and your insights about what it's like to get sober or what it's like to deal with addiction, by all means, please leave those comments below. And if you're struggling to get clean or if you're struggling with substance abuse, I'd highly recommend reading those comments because it may be very helpful in getting your mind in the direction that this is something that you can do. You can become sober and you can create a wonderful life without being medicated. But thanks so much for watching today's video on my 4 years of being sober. If you enjoyed this video, again, please do give it a like. And also, quick reminder again, if you were interested in looking into that extreme abundance course, it does come with some private coaching, but it is closing in 1 week. If you wanted to learn more about it now, again, go ahead and look below in the description for a link. Thanks again for watching today's video and have a great day. Bye-bye.